After 3 months of Cold War with my boyfriend of 10 years, he suddenly announced that he'd already gotten married. It all happened at our high school reunion. Upon hearing the news, I froze where I stood, completely stunned. The class monitor immediately began clapping warmly. Alawan, Killian, congratulations! You two finally crossed the finish line of that 10-year marathon. My mind went blank in an instant. 3 months prior, Killian had refused marriage commitment, which led us into a bitter, silent Cold War. Before I could recover from the shock, Killian took Genevieve's hand openly. Genevieve was our famous high school prom queen. He pulled a marriage certificate from his pocket and placed it heavily on the table. "Let me officially introduce everyone to my wife," he declared coldly. A heavy, shocked silence fell over the whole room. Facing all the sympathetic and pitying gazes around me, I forced a calm smile and raised my glass. "What a coincidence. I'm getting married next month too. You're all invited." Killian wore a cold smirk that never reached his eyes, acting like a playboy who had just won a trivial bet. "Are you that desperate to be Mrs. Miller? Too bad I'm already taken. Maybe you can be my side piece instead?" I ignored his provocation without a word. At that moment, my phone vibrated in my pocket with new messages. "Is the party over? I'm outside to pick you up." The bridal shop called. "Your gown is ready. Want to go try it on together?" I arrived late to the reunion and missed the opening party games. The class president pulled me aside with obvious embarrassment, explaining what had happened earlier. Killian had lost a round of truth or dare, and the punishment was to take someone to the courthouse and get married on impulse. Everyone thought it was just a drunken joke, but they actually went through with it completely. I stayed quiet, checked the messages I'd received minutes earlier, and sent my current location. "Come get me now." Killian suddenly snatched my phone out of my hand. He slung his arm over my shoulder in a deliberately familiar, mocking manner. "Relax. It's just a piece of paper, Elowen. It's not like it's a real wedding. So you haven't called me in 3 months because you were busy planning a fake wedding? Make sure to send me the invite." I pulled away from his touch calmly. "I'll make sure you're the first one to get a save the date card." The Cold War between us started 3 months ago, when I discovered over 1,000 pages of intimate chat records between Killian and Genevieve. Enraged, I gave him an ultimatum. Marry me at once, or end our relationship forever. He refused without hesitation, even smashing the antique locket he'd given me at the start of our relationship. He insulted me harshly, calling me a desperate woman trying to trap him into marriage, and we stopped talking to each other ever since. When he announced his marriage tonight, I foolishly wondered for a moment if he had discovered my own wedding plans. I couldn't help feeling ridiculous for holding on to pointless hope. Genevieve walked over with feigned innocence in her eyes. "Killian's just had too much to drink. He talks nonsense, but he still cares about you, Elowen. I'll go file for divorce tomorrow, but there's a 30-day waiting period. Maybe you should push your wedding back a bit." I cut off her pretentious words directly. "No need for a divorce. You're the woman he's been dreaming about for years. Why settle for just one day of being his wife?" Killian caught the sarcasm in my tone and slammed his glass onto the floor. The sound of breaking glass echoed across the room. "Playing hard to get again? You really think I'm falling for this act? I only married Genevieve because I lost a game. I'm a man of my word. If I had backed out in front of everyone, Genevieve would have been humiliated. Do you think everyone is as thick-skinned and desperate as you?" He deluded himself into thinking he was showing me mercy, convinced I would humble myself and beg to reconcile with him. Staring at his arrogant face, I only felt regret for the 10 years I'd wasted on him, wondering how I had ever loved such a man. Genevieve put on an aggrieved look, pretending to be on the verge of tears. "Elowen, if you're mad, be mad at me. Don't blame Killian. He only did it to save my reputation. Here, let me pour you a drink to make it up to you." She filled a glass of tequila and prepared to drink it all in one go. Before the glass touched her lips, Killian snatched it and threw it against the wall. "Are you crazy? You have a sensitive stomach. You want to end up in the ER?" He immediately turned all his anger